in the college football playoffs last night, Rece, had its greatest start ever, maybe, in the history of postseason college football.
That's right. You know, last night we talked to Norman about how the home teams had dominated. They won all of the games last year on campus by double figures, and it looked as if Oklahoma was going to do the exact same thing to the Crimson Tide last night, 8-9 matchup. Second quarter after this was, the start and the atmosphere was sensational. Ty Simpson, John Mateer. OU's already up 10-0. Mateer to Isaiah Satania. You're thinking about film material right now,
No doubt about it. His legs opened up so many different avenues, but this critical mistake after the punter dropped the ball, a pick six to tie it up by Xavier Brown.
Got it tied before halftime. Mateer a little frustrated. Alabama took control in the third quarter. Nick Ty Simpson to Vonnie Brooks.
Incredible that what this guy did. I think their first touchdown sparked Alabama. Brooks had a massive night. Kid's a true freshman.
Alabama pushed all the way to a 10-point lead. Mateer not done. Deion Burks, Boomer.
Sooner.
Back to within 3.
First time the crowd really got back into the game, they thought they had a chance.
Hey, Nick, how about this catch from Jeremy Bernard?
Unbelievable. Great catch. Sets up a score.
Look at that.
That's one of the catches of the year, especially what was at stake there.
Yeah.
Strong hands, too, Des.
That was incredible.
And the running game, not terrible last night.
Not at all.
No.
Had a couple pitches that went forward a little bit. Obviously, Scott gets in the end zone. And this was a bummer. Not only did the punter have a tough night, Tate, the Luke Rosa Award winner, hits a little slice and maybe wind pushes it as well.
I think so.
By inches, Kirk.
Yeah. It was a windy night, kind of one of those stadiums that was swirling around.
Tough night for special teams. Great night for Alabama.
It was. And the wind had to be a factor. Sandell hadn't missed a field goal since the first one of the season, missed a couple late as the Sooners tried to get back in it. But what a comeback for Alabama to be able to get up off the deck in that environment we saw and win the game.
Yeah, 17-point comeback, I believe, is the most in the history of the college football playoff. There had been other teams that had come back from being down 14. And I think all of us were potentially thinking, Kalen DeBoer is going to be the next coach of Michigan when it was 17-0. Because I thought there was a chance the Alabama people, after getting blown out in the biggest game of the season, would say, we don't care if you go to Michigan. And then that team shows fight, shows resolve, shows physicality, shows toughness. In Texas not Texas A&M. That was you guys would never do this. Oklahoma bringing out 50 Cent. Yeah. I think motivated Alabama. They got many men Friday, Ty Simpson said. So it actually got them rolling, Coach Saban. It was like everything that we thought or questioned about this Alabama team, they proved last night in the biggest stage. I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for that road
Well, you know, I said they're going to have the heart of the line to be able to sustain in that atmosphere, but they drove through the smoke. And, baby, I feel good. I knew that I would.
I didn't know how many you had. So.
It was a great win for Alabama. Great. And I'm so proud of that team because that atmosphere was something, man. Yes, and it was hard to sit there and pick Alabama last night sitting in that stadium, knowing the energy in that stadium. But sometimes I think the emotion of the game can work against you. You know, Oklahoma was really way up here, but as the game went on, you could see that emotion didn't sustain.
Yeah, Coach, I agree with you because I came into this game thinking, okay, Alabama's going to go there and they're going to win. But then I got caught in the pregame hype, the laser show. I mean, it was outstanding. I said, well, I'm going to have to leave my man Nick Saban out there on that limb by himself. Let him pick the Tide. I went with the Sooners. The most impressive thing was the way that they had the mental fortitude, Alabama, to weather that storm in that atmosphere, tie the game up, and then at that point, at halftime, you're like, this is a new game. It's 0-0. Let's go out there and make some adjustments, and they took control in the second half. Yeah, great job.
Think about this, Des. They eliminated a 17-point deficit in 5.5 minutes.
In that atmosphere,
and for, Kalen DeBoer, being down 17, trying to fill this guy's shoes. If he doesn't do it the way he did it, he's feeling the wrath. And now to be down 17 in the playoff, I'm sure there are fans who are saying, this guy, I hope he does go to Michigan. But now all of a sudden you see the way this team fought through what these guys are talking about. To me, going to Athens, going and dealing with Vanderbilt, dealing with Missouri, 4 straight teams they had to play in the top 25. Everybody wants to talk about softening your schedule. Alabama's an example of really getting tested throughout the season and how you get into a playoff. You're down 17 on the road. And you come together, one play, Latier Brooks changed that game on that 4th and 2 when they decided to go for it. Second, third, fourth effort into the end zone. Looking at the Alabama sideline right at that point, it was like, oh my God, we can do this. So a freshman, never know what play could spark a game. That was the play to me that changed it.
You know, at the regular season game between the two, Alabama sort of bemoaned the mistakes that they made, that cost them the game. Oklahoma's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
The drop touchdown pass would have been a nice catch. Ball wasn't perfect, but certainly catchable. The miscue on the special team.
Yeah, you got to lick your fingers there. You can't have slippy fingers. That is a nightmare, and all we did was think about that the rest of the time. Special teams wasn't great for Oklahoma. Normally, they're the best.
Yeah,
so,
they were terrific all season long. Kicker was best. You mentioned last night. Punter was all SEC. And so it will be Alabama advancing to take on Indiana. Indiana, number 1 in the country. Alabama will be playing in the Rose Bowl 100 years to the day after their first Rose Bowl appearance. Last night, first game of the playoff, this was a huge change. Xavier Brown, the pick 6 against John Mateer after Alabama had fallen behind 17-0. They came back to tie it. Third quarter, Kirk, Ty Simpson, Latier Brooks.
It's incredible the difference at the line of scrimmage. Simpson had time. He had no time those first 3 or 4 series that they had, but then they took control. What a job by that offensive line. They didn't have a ton of yards rushing, but a great job there. Open up that hole to get that touchdown.
So Alabama, after falling behind 17-zip, outscored Oklahoma 34-7 the rest of the way, and the Crimson Tide going in against Indiana. How about this? I think Scott Van Pelt pointed it out last night. Until this season, Indiana was losing its program in the history of college football. Alabama, the juggernaut, won more championships than anybody. Who's your 6-point favorite? That right there tells you what you need to know about college football in 2025. As number 1 team in the country awaits the Crimson Tide, and the former offensive coordinator at Indiana, now the head coach at Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, kind enough to join us now. Kalen, what was it like for you down 17-0? What message did you want to send your team to continue to play and continue to stay in it?
Well, just to get one score, just to, and even before that, just to get, the ball moving, get a first down. And, there's plenty of time in the game. I have confidence that our team is going to make the adjustments necessary. And you just got to keep playing. So that was the message. Whether it was after the first score and we're down 7-0, 10-0, it was just keep playing. The game will come back to you. We have a lot of great players. We got great coaches. Just keep playing and the game will come back. We'll keep applying pressure.
Coach, I apologize. I picked Oklahoma because I was in there and it was insane. I mean, it was, I'm sorry. I know. That's 100% on me, Coach. I should have known that your boys had all the grit needed to be able to battle through that atmosphere last night. On that note, when 50 Cent comes out and starts rapping Many Men, how excited are you that the boys listen to that every single Friday? And it almost works out in your favor as opposed to the other team. What did you see from your team as they were gaining momentum late there? And where do you think it all came from, Coach?
Well, yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't realize it was live. I didn't realize that it was happening right there. I thought it was just a video. I saw our guys in their energy. I saw our guys in their energy, and that is something that is just kind of a routine and a ritual for our guys. And so, just having them amped up, got to get refocused. But there's those long periods in between quarters and stuff, and those breaks where they found some juice there.
Hey, Kalen, congratulations, man. The team showed great resiliency last night in terms of being able to come back in this game and sustain momentum in the game. And, God, I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of the team. But simple question, because you're always looking forward as a coach. You got to kind of say, so what? What's next? So what are you looking for to sort of move ahead for the Indiana game?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Coach. And, for right now, I know last night was probably one of those times in the locker room where I couldn't have been more proud, and I just let the guys, have their moment. And so, I think of different times, maybe last year's Georgia game, and then I think this one is right up there with just the way that they felt in the locker room about what they did, and they deserved it. And now we flip the script and we get back in here today and just really get refocused. And there's a lot of goals that I know we got yet to achieve, but they keep putting one foot in front of the other. They keep working hard. They stick together, And we're just going to make sure that we continue to learn from these moments. We've learned from the hard moments, but we're also going to learn from these moments, the hard ones and the good ones that happened last night, to make sure that when we get in these spots again, we can refer back to them.
Coach, congratulations on the hard-fought victory. Like Pat, I picked OU too, but for other reasons. Tell me, Coach, what did you learn about your team from the first time you guys played OU that you took into last night's game?
Well, I think there was a confidence within from even the first time we played. We knew it would be a harder task going on the road and playing in that environment there at Oklahoma, which was phenomenal. And tell you what, playoff games on the road, it's there's SEC games and then there's playoff games in that environment, and it was a lot, you know. And you know, the storms that we had to weather early on. A lot had to do with the energy, and that was a tough task. But you know, I think what we learned is just how we had to win it. And the turnover margin was not on our side. Some special teams plays was not on our side the first game, and we just continued to focus on those things. We knew we had to play physical. We knew we had to execute in critical moments. That's what we've done all year. So make sure those strengths are still there, but just keep plugging away and keep practicing. The whole goal was if everyone just gets a little bit better, it's amazing what we can do as a football team, and I felt that was the case.
Hey, Coach, congrats on that big win. One last question about the game last night. It was 17-0. The line of scrimmage clearly favoring Oklahoma on both sides of the ball. You guys are going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You convert a big third down to Brooks. You come back on a 4th and 2. Really finally down in the red zone. Got to come up with you, go for it. His effort to make that catch, bounce off 2 or 3 defenders, and go into the end zone. I made a comment during the game. If you guys come back, this play could be the spark that maybe they needed. What did that play, the decision to go for it, and his effort to get into the end zone, what did that do to create some life about trying to bring this thing back?
Gosh, it'd be great just to get 3 points on the board and get a little bit of momentum. But I just, you know, we got to that spot, and there was a little bit of rhythm to what we were doing. And just, again, I've always had confidence in our guys in these big moments. We practice it all the time. We put the pressure on ourselves in practice and spring ball, fall camp. We've done it all season. And so, you know, when you're doing that, you're putting pressure on the opponent as well. And Lottie making that catch, everyone else doing their job to get him a chance to have the ball in his hands, the twitch, the strength, the fight. You saw it at a lot of different times in different ways by him as well as other guys. But that was definitely a big play. Got us going, got 7 points on the board. And even at that moment, it really felt like we had a good chance to play the long game and be in there, have a chance to win at the end.
Awesome.
Coach, please tell Ty and the boys that any of us that picked against them is not disrespect. We are still big fans because I heard Ty afterwards. Shout out to media for being a motivator. We would like to not be on that side of things because it feels like we're going to see a lot of it. All right, Coach?
They were all jumping on the emotional bandwagon, but I hung right out.
Yes, you did. Tell them no disrespect, no disrespect. And we're proud of them. We're proud of them.
Kalen, congratulations. Look forward to seeing you in Pasadena.
There might be pictures that go up on our screens.
No! And I live in Indiana, brother. I'll see you at the Rose Bowl. You know, there's so many of them. Yeah. I like the baseball ball. I like the baseball in your mouth, too, Coach. I love everything you got going on right now. Congrats to you, brother.
He thought he had it hidden.
Yeah,
not so much.
Yeah,
Kalen, thanks for being with us.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let them look right at you.